Any busa ne say enra eye cast for seat eye committee no womo djuma womo de nyina ba wie ye ekomra se bedafie e de womo no disem ekoto dwa na bredu sem na sewdafo womo eto adwene e de afa eye committee no reporter womo e de aba no ho no e na NDC na sewdafo e fa some minority no womo esori film na sewdafie ho atese womo antena se ekura no womo ankyere womo adwen e wo ho na busa eye onmanafo Alban Bagbin said ye esiye no wajiri se etwaye ena so wofo NDC fo so pass wo mutu a anamon bi a etesa esan se na ayesem na sewdafie chairman right honorable professor Mike Aaron Kwe oka eye na sewdafo NDC fo no wo mu kasaboa ede se omyam na wiase so de se oka obi kasaboa se ne yem a ya pa nti so mo epie ya na esese wo mo epie o se wo kom na sewdafie a na sewdafo chairman no na na montuo awro bebre ho a otu a eya na entwaye ase oya attention dodo eno so say na opani no etiremu.
Well, we usually expect the committees of parliament to submit one report, and that report will capture the views of members at the committee. Definitely there will be a position that will be taken by the majority, but the report should also capture the concerns of the minority, and I think that this was lacking in the report that was presented to the House yesterday, and that is what occasioned the walkout by the minority. Usually minorities stage walkout when they believe that the democratic space is being taken away from them, and so their voices will not be heard when it comes to a matter of this nature. It's not sufficient just to get up and talk, because many of the members of the minority are not members of the committee. They want to see it in writing as to what position the minority took. And so once that was lacking in the report, the minority had no business debating a majority report. Now in this case, when we're talking about majority, we are not talking about the majority of the members of the committee, but we are talking about the traditional majority that is in government. And so I think that the minority were right in doing a walkout. The statement by my colleague, the majority leader and leader of the House, that Parliament is becoming pedestrian, yes, seems to have some credence, because these days we're struggling to manage the House, and a lot of things are happening on the floor that should not happen. The Speaker himself, having come back afresh with his professorial qualifications, is still grappling with the rules of the House. Sometimes his rulings are completely out of place, to say the least. And I have had the opportunity of drawing his attention to some of these things. And I think that it's a learning process. And as we go along, he will improve and be able to manage the House. The minority, after having walked out, the right thing is usually to do a press conference to tell the good people of Ghana why they walked out. The majority could have discontinued with the consideration of that report. Then we go out and do the usual consultations, do the what we call the usual channels of communication, and then come back to the House together to debate that report. That issue is a very important issue and is of public concern. And so I believe that all is not lost yet. We can still pick the pieces and get this thing properly done to satisfy Ghanaians that something went wrong, and that will be a lesson for all of us to learn, or nothing went wrong and that was the right thing to do. That is what leadership is about, and that's what we should give to Ghanaians.